right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is professionalism while at work. Now, I'm going to say work because, you know, majority of us already have full-time jobs. But when you're an event decorator, event designer, event planner, that's your job also. Because you are being hired and being paid to plan the wedding or come and decorate for the wedding. So therefore, that's your job. It is professional. Is it professional to stay in an event as an event designer or decorator? For me, I feel like there's nothing wrong with staying at the event if the client asks for you to stay or they invite you to stay. Now, you know, I just want to say, make sure that if the client invites you to stay to enjoy the wedding or to enjoy the reception, make sure that you either go home and change clothes, or you're able to change clothes, you know, maybe at, you know, somewhere, because you do not need to wear the same clothes to the wedding or the reception, especially if it's a, you know, a really nice event that you wore to decorate for the event. Okay, so according to the dress code, you need to make sure that you either go home, take a shower, come back, or you're able to go ahead and dress within the dress code. And usually at a wedding, weddings are pretty formal, just depending on, you know, what the bride or the groom wants at the wedding. All right. So that means you may have to go home and change clothes, which I told you before, and come back to enjoy. And also, this gives you the opportunity to see the fruits of your labor. It also gives you an opportunity to see what people really feel, what they really think, because a lot of times when you're around guests, they're going to say, oh, that's nice. I wonder who did that. Or that's, you know, that's amazing work. I want them to decorate for me. So when you are there and you hear people talking, then you will know exactly what people feel about your work. And, you know, so that's amazing to be able to do that, but you only stay if the client invites you to stay. Now, what is professional and not professional to do at an event while working? And if asked to stay, to enjoy with the client and the guest. Okay, so I have a list of things that I written down here. So one thing that is professional or not professional, number one, it may not be professional to give out business cards while enjoying the wedding or event unless a guest asks for a card. All right, such as a business card. It's okay to give one out if you have it available. More than likely, you've changed clothes, you may not have one available. Okay. But doing the setup, if the guest or whomever is there at the actual setup while you're still in your brand, wearing your brand, you know, your clothes and everything, I feel like it's okay to reach out and say, okay, well, here's one of my business cards. So I feel like that's professional to do. All right. Now, or you can give the event planner a couple of your business cards and just let them know, okay, that guest asked for a business card, or could you give this business card to the client and just tell her to distribute it to friends and family, or, you know, whomever she may have. And a lot of times the event planner will do that. Okay, it just depends on the event planner. So I feel like that's professional to do. But one thing about it is this: if you're at the wedding, your gut feeling will kick in on what you need to do. All right, because you still need to stay as professional as possible, even though you're off the clock because you finished your job as a decorator. You're really still on the clock because you want people to see you still as that brand. Just like me, my brand name is Event Decor Designs by Ieasha. So I go decorate for, when I go decorate for the wedding next month, and they ask me, okay, could you stay? All right, so if I decide to stay, therefore I am still me. I am still my brand. Okay, I'm my brand is me. You always want to stay in the professionalism of your brand, because when people see you, they see your brand name. All right, so you just want to make sure that you're not being overly anxious. And a lot of people can tell when you're being overly anxious, or you're talking too much, or you're not talking enough. All right, so just go in and be yourself. Okay, be yourself, but just make sure you use your gut feelings and make sure you know how to conduct yourself. How to conduct yourself if they ask you to stay. And even if they don't ask you to stay, you still need to know how to conduct yourself while you are setting up. All right. If you have team members, you need to make sure that your team members know how to conduct themselves, because you want to make sure that because they are representing your brand also. So they need to be conducting themselves in a way that is very professional. Okay. And if they're not, then you need to put them aside and you need to talk to them. Myself, my team, my people are my husband and my daughter, and they know how to conduct themselves because they know me and I know them. Okay. And so that's also a great thing, because if the client just say, ask you and your team members back, then all of y'all need to, if you decide to go, make sure you dress, like I said before, in the dress code, whether it's formal, semi-formal, whatever it may be, you dress in that code and you just make sure that you are professional in whatever it is that you do. All right. So number 2, is it not professional to be the first one at the, number 2, it is not professional to be the first one in line to get food. All right. Okay. So maybe just say, for instance, they say, okay, it's time to eat. So at a majority of the weddings, I know at my wedding, I had my people to bring out the food to the guests. Some weddings may be that way. Some weddings may not be. Some weddings you may have to go serve yourself. But if you do, you do not need to be the first one in line as an event planner or an event decorator or an event designer. You let the bridegroom, mainly they bring out the bridegroom's food, but I'm just using this as an example. You let the guests or other people go ahead and get food. You know, I'm not saying you be the last one in line, but don't be the first one either. Okay. And another thing, you want to limit the amount of alcoholic beverages that you have. If anything, you could have a glass of wine if you drink. Some people don't drink. So just say, for instance, when they toast to the bride and the groom, you know, you can have a glass of wine. That may be professional. It may not be. It just depends on the setting and it depends on you. You know, if you don't drink, you can always ask for a sparkling wine or a sparkling beverage or water or something like that. All right. But you don't want to just, you know, you just don't want to sit there like you're not enjoying the wedding or you wish that they didn't invite you. You know, you want to be able to enjoy the wedding, talk to people, meet new people. Okay. Because at a wedding, you have the client's family, you have the client's co-workers, maybe they own a business, whomever. You have people that you can go and that you can talk to, and you never know. I always have my eyes out. Even though I'm a quiet person, I still have my eyes open to opportunities. So you never know where your opportunity is. Your opportunity could be at the wedding. You know, your breakthrough could be at the wedding. It just depends on what it is that you want to do. And a lot of times how you conduct yourself and how you act is what people remember. Okay. So they may remember you as decorating for that event. But if you get to that wedding or reception and you're acting completely out of character, they're going to remember that before they remember the decorations. Okay. All right. So you may want to have a sparkling water, sparkling wine, or whatever the event is offering as a substitute for alcohol. All right. Now, remember, this is after your setup. This is when the client says, okay, I want you to come back. If they invite you back to the wedding, don't ask the client to be invited to the wedding. It's very unprofessional. Don't ask, oh, can I come to your wedding? No, you let the client, which is the bride, the groom, the mom of the groom, or whomever, ask you to come to the wedding or the reception. Okay. You don't ask, you let them ask you. All right. And if they do, like I said before, you just limit your alcohol, you know, if you decide to drink. Okay. So I have been to many weddings where they offer alcoholic beverages. Okay. So they have alcoholic beverages there. The last wedding I went to, they actually had alcohol. But they also had, I went to different ones, but the last wedding I went to, they offer alcohol. Okay. It wasn't a cash bar. One of the other waiters I went to, they had a cash bar for alcohol, where you had to spend your own money in order to buy an alcoholic beverage. Okay, so different weddings offer different ways. So some of them may have a cash bar, some of them may just have where you can just go up there and just, make yourself, welcome to the alcoholic beverages. Some weddings may not have any alcoholic beverages at all. So it just depends on the person, the bride, the wedding. All right. Okay. So, yeah, but always remember, you are representing your brand and your brand is representing you. Okay, I'm going to say that again. You are representing your brand and your brand is representing you. So me, I'm Event Decor and Designs by Ieasha. I'm representing Event Decor and Designs by Ieasha, and Event Decor and Designs by Ieasha is representing me. So I have to be in character at all times, okay? So just remember that. You have to be, I'm not going to say in character because you don't want to be fake, but you want to make sure that you're professional, okay? I don't believe in being fake. You have to be professional at all times, okay? All right, so we're gonna go into the another one I have here. Always dress professional even when you are working. All right, so even when you are working and doing setups, you want to make sure that your attire is representing, again, your business. You want to make sure that you have your brand name on your shirts. You want to make sure that you have your brand name or logo on something that represents your business, okay? When you are working the event, it is a good idea to have a nice shirt, whether it's a t-shirt, but make sure your t-shirt is clean, make sure it's ironed, make sure it looks really good and decent, because normally I wear t-shirts, okay? I design my own t-shirts and I make my own t-shirts, okay? So, just make sure that it's a nice clean t-shirt with your business name on it or either your logo, or you can have a collar shirt. Some shirts that event decorators or event designers, event planners wear have collars on it, okay? I haven't gotten the collar one yet, but I plan to get me a collar shirt and just put my logo like on the on my shirt. All right, another thing also is to make sure you have either khaki pants or some dark color black pants, like some dark color pants or black pants. Now, usually when I go to an event, I make sure I have some nice black pants that I wear, very comfortable, because you don't want to have your pants too tight, because you're constantly bending, you're constantly walking, you're constantly doing different things, and you don't want your pants to rip. Okay, so you don't want, anything bursting out. So just make sure that everything is professional when it comes to your dress also, okay? And make sure that you represent your brand. Make sure your brand name is on everything, okay? Okay, so I'm about to make some more brand clothing for my business that I'm going to be using in my balloon business, because I do balloons also. So as a balloon stylist, I have some things that I purchased that I am going to be putting my logo and my brand name on. Okay, so that when I go out and do balloons, then, I can represent my business that way also. All right, so let's see. Okay, another thing is always wear a nice pair of, okay, I told you about the khaki pants, the black pants, and make sure your hair is up. Okay, as you see my hair here, okay, it's long. Now, I have my hair up in the back, but when I'm working or doing events, even though it's like this, a lot of times you may sweat. It just depends on how hot the venue is. So I would recommend that you pin your hair up completely. It just depends on that. If you have short hair, that's fine. But if your hair is long, or it's like mine, and see different kind of little hair, as you see these little strands and things like this, sometimes it get in your face and it get in the way. So just try to make sure everything is pinned up so that no hair will get in your face, and you constantly wiping and doing this. You don't want to do that. Okay. So just make sure that your hair is, pinned up. And another thing, make sure you wear comfortable shoes. I love heels. At least I really used to. I used to wear heels all the time. When I started having kids, the heels just said, I was like, no. I still wear them sometimes. But I know a lady this lady wear heels to every event. She just loves heels, but she says she is comfortable in them. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to say not to wear heels. I'm going to say you wear what you are comfortable in. Now, this lady, she's, it's an event planner. So a lot of times event planners can do different or wear different clothes than event decorators or event designers, because planners are there to walk around and to make sure everything is in order. And an event designer or decorator is there to set up. So an event planner walks around, make sure everything is good, make sure everything is in order. But an event decorator is there to, you're bending, you're squatting, maybe you have to get up on the tables. You never know what you may have to do. You may have to get on the table to put up drapes or hang something. So you just want to make sure that your shoes are comfortable. You want to make sure that you have comfortable shoes on. Now, I'm not going to say not to wear tennis shoes, because sometimes tennis shoes are very, very comfortable, but make sure that your shoes are matching with what you wear. That's one of my recommendations. So if you can go out there and buy you some black shoes because you have on black pants and maybe a white t-shirt with your brand name on it, that's amazing. You may want to, wear Crocs. Some people are comfortable with Crocs on while they're decorating. Whatever you are comfortable in, whatever your feet is comfortable in, wear it, okay? And like I said, an event planner, that's totally different. They can wear heels. Now, I've never really seen event planners with tennis shoes on, even though they may have them on because they are constantly walking also. But I have seen them in flats. Okay, so like those flat shoes, those are really nice also. Okay. All right, so let me see. Oh, another thing that I want to talk about is be careful of wearing a lot of lotions or perfumes. The reason why I say this is because a lot of people have allergies. And a lot of people are allergic to any lotions, perfumes, and all of those things. So you want to make sure that you stay away from those, okay? And you don't want to be in a wedding, decorating, or if the client invites you back to the wedding or reception and you leave your perfume and your lotion, you be done walked off, but you still smell that. That's just too strong. So you just make sure that you choose your scents wisely. Whatever you want. I'm not saying not to wear it, but just be wise at what you put on and how much you put on. Okay. All right. So I want to make sure I am covering everything that I wrote down. Okay. I told you about the shoes, standing. Okay. So another thing is I'm going to talk about the event planner and their attire. So event planners attire pretty much can be any nice outfit. Because they're there to plan. Like I said, they're there to make sure everything goes well. So an appropriate, event planner attire would be a nice dress, a nice pantsuit, or dress suit. You can have stockings if you want. You don't have to have stockings. That's totally up to you. I know a lot of people still wear stockings. Maybe low or high heels, depending on what the planner is used to wearing. I was just telling you about the lady I know who she wear. When I say she wear high heels, she wears some high heels, okay? Because she's used to them. So a lot of people may not be used to those. So just wear what makes you comfortable and that looks good and make you look professional. So that, like I was telling you before, you never know where your opportunity is. You never know where your blessing is. So when you go to this place, you want to make sure that you're dressed professionally and not to be too anxious, So you don't want to talk too much. You don't want to talk too less. You want to just kind of go with your gut feelings. Go with the flow of the room. Okay. All right. So number 5, make sure you limit rings and jewelry. I know a lot of people, and myself is included. I used to wear rings on every finger. I used to have my, my earrings and things. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that, but just make sure that you are, limiting some of those things when you go to set up as an event designer or an event decorator, because number 1, you are working. You are setting up. You do not want to lose your rings. You do not want to lose your earrings. You don't want to lose your necklace or your bracelet. All right. And again, if you're invited back to the wedding, then you can wear some of those things. You know, you can wear a nice necklace depending on your dress. You can wear your earrings. You can wear your ring. But while you're setting up, you want to limit those things. And event planners, they're there to plan. So, you know, they already know about professional dress and things like that. Okay. Because also you're constantly moving. You know, when you're setting up, you're constantly moving, you're bending, and you're doing different things. So you just want to make sure that nothing falls off. And also balloon stylings. You know, you're blowing up balloons, you're tying balloons, you're putting balloons up, you're moving the balloons, you're bending, you're standing, you're picking, you're doing a lot of things. So you just want to make sure that, like me, I have this on. This is my wedding ring. That's all I wear. Okay. I wear this, and I may have on some earrings. Normally, I don't wear hoops. I may or may not wear earrings because, like I told you again, I sweat when I'm decorating. It just depends on the atmosphere of the room. So if I wear these, a lot of times if I'm sweating, sometimes it makes it feel like something is crawling on me. So you don't want to constantly be doing this and wiping and, all those things. So just kind of limit, you know how to limit and do with your jewelry. Okay. Another thing, you always want to, okay, this is what I'm going into now. Okay, so number 6, make sure as an event designer, you have all of your supplies when you get to the event. Just say, for instance, they want you to decorate for the entire wedding. You need tablecloths, you need napkins, you need napkin rings, you need centerpieces, you need flowers. They may want balloons. You got to make sure you have your balloon pump. You got to make sure you have your, what you're going to tie the balloons with. You got to make sure you have something to hang the balloons with. You got to make sure you have your drapes. You got to make sure you have your backdrop stand. You got to make sure you have whatever. Okay, because you're decorating for the entire event. One thing about that is you do not want to leave your things at home. And just say, for instance, you have traveled, I'm going to say 30 minutes or 40 minutes away. Now you got to try to go all the way back home and get a team member to go all the way back home and come back. Time is of the essence. When you have been hired as an event decorator or event designer or even event planner, you have to make sure that you are working on the client's time. If you have to leave that event for 30 minutes and come back, 30 minutes home, 30 minutes back, that's an hour of your time. That's an hour of their time. Now you have used an hour that you could have been going ahead and decorating, getting something set up. All right. Also, you don't want to have to go to a store. Now you're cutting into your profits. Whatever the client has paid you, you're having to cut into your profits to go get maybe a balloon pump. Or maybe you trying to go get some balloons because you ran out. Or whatever it may be that you need, now you having to cut into the budget or into the profit. Because balloons are not cheap. Balloon pumps are not cheap. Okay? So you got to make sure that you take those things from home. Because I do that myself, I have to write things down. Make sure you have a checklist. Make sure you start packing your things, I'm going to say a week ahead. Make sure you have everything in a box or whatever it is that you take your supplies in. All right. Just say, for instance, you order some supplies to decorate, such as tablecloths and things like that. Leave it in the box that it came in, maybe. Just look in the box, make sure everything is there. But take the box, put it in the car, in the truck, the van, whatever you're going to be driving. And therefore, you have all of your supplies, okay? Just like me, I have to write things down. So I was advised that you do a checklist. And just say, for instance, you're doing balloons, say balloons, check. Balloon pump, check. So as you are going through your box or whatever it is that you have your supplies in, then you can check off everything that you have. So you may do that, I'm going to say a week before the event. Then you may go back and you do it 3 days before the event. Then you go back and do it the night before the event. Therefore, you know that you have checked off everything. I also have another pair of eyes because sometimes, I don't know, my eyes may be, maybe some things I may miss. So I have to try to get someone else to come in here and say, okay, this is my list. Can you check and make sure I do have everything? So that's a good thing too. Make sure that you have someone there who can recheck after you to make sure you didn't miss anything. Okay, especially if you have a long list, because if you have a wedding for just say 200 people, That's 200 charger plates, because every guest have to have a charger plate and a napkin. So you want to make sure everything is in order, okay? And check it off as you go. All right, so I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. All right, if there is anything that I may have missed, maybe you are an event planner, maybe you are an event designer or decorator, and I may have missed something. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. I don't know everything, but I tell you what I do know, because I'm in this industry also. I'm not new to this industry, because I have been decorating well over 17 years, okay? My business is new, but I'm not new at what I do. So I thank you all so very much. If there's anything that I missed, any questions that you may have, any comments that you want to leave, make sure you leave it in the comment section below, and I will get back with you. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I will be coming back with more videos like this, as well as event videos, okay? Let me make sure I did not miss anything, okay? All right, so I'm going to read this. Well, this is what I wanted to discuss with y'all, since I have had some people reach, because I've had people reach out to me and ask me about what is the difference between event designers, event decorators, and event planners. So that's why I made this video, so that I can just let everyone know what is the difference, what are the similarities, and what is professional, okay, in my opinion, okay? So if anyone have anything else that they may know, what is professional, what is unprofessional, please leave it in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, all right? If you have any questions, leave them below. All right. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.